Hello, Grand Rise, Saturday. Good morning, Grand Rise. How's everybody doing today? Can you guys hear me okay? Can someone give me a thumbs up just to make sure that the microphone input is successful? Good morning, Karen. Hey, Liz. Hey, can you hear me okay? Is the microphone working good? That's a thumbs up from Heather. Direction, yes. Okay, awesome. Grand Rise, Samantha. Oh my God, I'm starting to get like so excited. Well, so here's the deal. It's really tough to fit 60 minutes worth of stuff in an hour. And so I'm a little bit confined to that because I think that you can't really save the video if you go beyond 60 minutes. So for all of you who set your timers and are here on time, normally, again, I'd love to teach more of a 75-minute class, but for this platform, we're going to stick to 60 minutes. So I'm going to kind of dive right in. Again, just welcome everybody. My name is Paige. I also go by the name Ultimate Lady Badass. You can find me on Instagram. If you stay to the end, I'll make sure I give you more information about my business and how you can find out how to work with me personally if you would like. This is a part of Kanakula's Siva, kind of foundational pillar, selfless service. And so when Jen asked me to be a part of this, it was because I want to share with you the transformation experience and wonderful benefits of Kundalini Yoga that I have received. So this is me doing my sort of karma, my action in order to help you on this beautiful Saturday elevate yourself, right? I talked about this before about wanting to maybe raise the Kundalini or change your energetic output, hopefully raise your vibration this morning. And so I think, again, it made me think about like, why do we do yoga? Why do people do yoga? I mean, why do people go to church? Why do people join a religion? Why are you in this community, this cannabis community? Number one, we can receive support by utilizing these tools or having these tools in our back pocket, no matter what form of yoga or whatever your religion is. You're going to have a community of people that you can reach out to for that support. But I think that when I look at some of the philosophy and teachings or the sutras, it's that we're going to be confronted with discomfort and obstacles in life. And gosh knows we've had a huge one that's been projected into our face over the last 8 weeks or more. So this is a little bit of getting into some discomfort. You're going to probably struggle maybe a little bit with some of the Kriya, some of the breath work, maybe some of the chanting, some of the meditation. But this is an experience, and take from it whatever you need. And getting into that discomfort, getting out of that comfort zone, that's where the change happens. That's where the growth is. And I think that's what a lot of us are reaching for when we're reaching towards yoga. We're wanting to shift, we're wanting to change. And at some point, hopefully it's not just about escaping and going to that class and then forgetting everything that was stressing you out. It's enveloping those tools and learning from those practices and incorporating them now in the live and in the present moment and in your everyday life. Okay, but again, change and transformation doesn't happen overnight. So it's really about that continual dedication, that showing up for yourself every day. So again, thank you for showing up today. So Kundalini Yoga involves, if you've never done it before, if you're not sure, it's a combination of asanas, so physical postures, so physical movement, so the body, right? It also involves the breath work, the prana, tapping into that nervous system, the glandular system. And it also involves chanting. So the sound current, the throat chakra, Visuddhu, here. And that's what we're gonna work on, tapping into, hopefully opening some of this up so we can create a better connection between our Anahata chakra as well as our Anjana chakra, right? So trying to, again, that Kundalini, so trying to get this current this current of energy to feel like it's flowing, right? Think of a circle. Maybe you can think of a ping pong or a tennis ball, something going back and forth. Again, I posted with the infinity loop, which I love. It's one of my favorite symbols. The yin and yang. It's just trying to create this infinity loop, hence this Kundalini rising, right? That latent energy, that serpent, that's what it translates to as snake, that lays in the base of the chakras or the base of the spine, and we're going to work towards riding it up and having it shoot out the crown, hopefully, or working on containing that energy down. So we begin every Kundalini class with the Adi mantra, okay? So again, if you're new and you've never done this, that's all right. Just kind of pretend a little bit. Do your best to catch me. We're going to be doing it 3 times, so just try to follow along with me. The words are Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And this just translates to meaning that the creative force, Om, bows to the Guru, the teacher within, that's going to help kind of guide us, this divinity, Dev, okay? So we're just simply saying, I'm calling on that creative energy from within, the teacher within, to help guide me through my practice. So it's going to allow us to become present and start channeling our energy here. Bring your hands together at heart center. Find a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Allow the eyes to close. We're going to take 2 breaths. On the second breath, we'll begin our tuning in. So let's breathe in through the nose. Exhale out. Breathing in to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Just allow your eyes to remain closed. Concentrate here on that third eye, the point between the brows. Allowing the tongue to rest gently against the roof and the upper palate of the mouth. My voice seems a little hoarse this morning. I'm also just a little nervous. Hopefully that wasn't too terrible. So I thought it'd be really wonderful, being that it's in the morning time, to kind of warm up our system. The first thing we're going to actually do is work on warming up some of the meridian points on the face and start to give ourselves a little bit of a, what's called a lymphatic face massage kind of a thing. If we're talking again about trying to get a little bit more in tune with that third eye and open up the connection between the heart chakra and the Ajna chakra, then this will kind of help work some of that blood chemistry. So we're going to start off by simply taking our 2 hands and just tapping on top of the forehead here. Little alternating taps. Maybe you want to give it a little spirit finger. Maybe you even want to keep your hand flat and just pound yourself like a little drum. We're going to start sending that vibration down to the middle of the eyebrows, right at that Ajna chakra, right at that third eye. We're going to work around the eyeballs underneath, right? You can kind of feel that little, the eye socket. A lot of good lymph lines, a lot of good blood lines through there. We're going to come down underneath the nose, on the upper lip. I'm pulling my upper lip down a little. We're going to come to the chin. We're going to give ourselves little strokes. Whoops, don't stroke the microphone. We're going to stroke down behind the ears. Watch it there on the left side. Just kind of just gently pull. You'd be surprised at how well the fascia and that blood responds to just the lightest of touch. So you don't have to be aggressive. Now we're going to take those pats, those little taps, down to the collarbones and work our way down towards the sternum. This is where I do like to get a little bit of energetic, kind of open up that throat chakra again, get some all that good vibration. We're going to go around one more time. So let's go back to the top, crown of the head. You can be intuitive here. If there's little spots that feel a little tender, maybe you spend a little bit more tapping time there. Emotional freedom technique tapping, look it up. It's really awesome stuff. We're not really doing that verbal component to the eyebrows, but we are working with, again, these meridians. You guys have so many micro expressions that you can make with your face. And if we haven't been interacting with people, we're now to the upper lip, to the chin. We haven't been interacting with our friends and stuff. Maybe your face has just been stuck staring at a screen. So we want to wake up some of those micro expressions. We want to aliven that collagen and get all that energetic chi moving around. So collarbones, and again, we're now moving down towards the sternum. Close your eyes, allow your hands to rest on the tops of your knees, and just take a moment to feel what you feel. Feel what you feel. Be soft in your presence. Be steady. Be aware. What I want to do is be able to give you an experience today. There's nothing good or bad. We're not looking to judge what we're doing today. There's nothing wrong with you if you can't keep your arms over your head for 30 minutes. It just means you probably haven't done it in a long time. But again, it's an experience nonetheless. We're going to learn how to shift that brain chemistry, shift the blood chemistry, hopefully create a little bit of neuroplasticity, right? And start to higher our vibration, raise the vibration. Let's stand up because maybe you're tired of sitting like I am. There's a lot of powerful things that you can do when you come to your feet, right? So some of this stuff is non-traditional. So some of these asanas or postures are not something that you may be seen in vinyasa class. This is called horse stance. So what I want to do is allow my feet to be a little bit wider outside my hip distance, shoulder distance apart. Okay, I'm keeping my knees a little bit soft. By keeping the knees a little bit soft, it allows me to lower my tailbone or my center of mass. This is a good thing. I want to remember that my stabilization and my power comes from these root or these lower base chakras. So make sure you have equal pressure between your big toe, pinky toe, and your heel. Okay, I'm going to place my right hand right over that sternum chest area and then left hand right on top, almost like you're making a butterfly. What I want to do is just gently apply pressure down, but also slightly pull. So I want you to be actively trying to pull on the skin underneath the collarbones. 2 hands stack, a little bit of pressure, slight push, and then a pull down. Keeping a slight double chin, a little bit of Jalandhar Bandha. Lean back, tilt back, and look up towards the ceiling, or if you're outside, look towards the heavens, the skies, the vast openness. Take a breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Full exhale, open mouth, sticking out the tongue. We're going to repeat that again for another minute. So inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Keep continuing on your own. This is lion's breath. Inhaling through the nose, open up, stick your tongue out hard. That tongue is not only, cool facts, the strongest muscle in your body. It has an attachment to the scalenes and some of those muscles that are located in the neck. And again, we're trying to open up that throat chakra to get that communication center between that upper triangle on point. Okay, but stick the tongue out really hard, really point it out in a way, point it towards the ground, keep your eyeballs up, nasal breath in. It doesn't matter what sound you make. Don't be afraid to make sounds. Right? This is shifting. This is waking things up. This is getting stuff out of that subconscious to dump. Dump it out. One more good breath in through the nose. Keep that slight tugging and pulling down. Exhale. Okay, we're gonna stay standing. Now what I want you to do, if you're on carpet, maybe you rub your feet back and forth on the carpet. I can't really do that on my Mexican blanket. It's moving all over the place. Okay, but let's maybe now we stomp your feet, not just flat, but take the side of your foot. You have lymph nodes and some good blood circulatory stuff going on down there. Plus we have all these nerve endings on our feet. Stomp. Now we're just gonna turn that into a jump, a shake, a wiggle, a dance. Honestly, whatever you want to do, remember no one's there watching you. I'm watching myself, and whoop whoop. I like to raise the roof. So this is what I like to call shake the Shakti. We're just trying to get, again, some blood flow going. We're going to be seated after a little while doing our meditation. That's always been the point of the asanas, the postures, is to get you ready. So maybe you're marching in place. Jump, shake, wiggle. Maybe you start rubbing the hands together. Remember, all those nerve endings, we're creating electricity. Reach your arms up toward the heavens, get them overhead. Raise the roof. YMCA. I don't care what you do. Move your body. Keep moving. Don't stop. Right? Find your own rhythm. Find whatever you got. Right? Dance to the beat of your own imaginary invisible drum. Good morning, Tina. Thanks for joining. Okay, I don't know why I'm clapping, but I'm still jumping. Just a few more seconds here, guys. Not a bad thing if you start breathing a little bit heavy. I am, because I'm also trying to talk at the same time. Keep you guys energized, moving. Raise a roof. Arm swings. Maybe you pretend like you're swimming. Hug yourself, hug the world. 10 seconds. Keep going. Maybe it gets faster. Maybe it gets even faster. Maybe it gets more crazy. 3, 2, 1. Whoo. All right, let's bring it down. Down. Down, boy. To all fours on your hands and knees. I think a lot of you know this. Cat-cow. Hopefully I don't have to explain too much, but just in case, quick review. Hands are spread, fingers are spread nice and wide on all fours. I'm going to exhale and press through the ground, through my hands, knees, and feet, round the back, slight chin tuck, and I'm going to inhale as I come into cow, so pulling the belly, allowing the chest to stretch down towards the floor, taking the gaze and drishti up towards the sky. Exhale to cat. Inhale into a cow posture. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. So continue on at your own pace. With Kundalini Yoga, it's not necessarily like a vinyasa. I'm not going to be doing every single thing with you guys. You've got to keep yourself moving on your own, okay? And again, we want to think about pressure through the ground here, pushing away from the ground and pulling ourselves in. This is spinal flexion, spinal extension, right? So we're moving all the vertebrae, almost like a hinge in a doorway, flexing and extending those hinges. So think about almost like a well, like a water pump, right? We're continuing to try to drive what's called synovial fluid into the joint by moving it, so squirting it with WD-40, but we've got all those nerve endings, right? All those nerve endings that run up and down the spine. So don't forget your head, because your cervical spine is a part of that. And don't forget about your tailbone, the very, very base. Really take maybe the last 15 seconds here to focus on that tailbone. Maybe you move a little bit faster. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, so from the cat-cows, that's called a barrel roll. What you want to do is think about if there was a beach ball underneath me, I want to go up and over the beach ball, bend the elbows to allow yourself to sink. So there's the spinal extension, the cow, and then I hard cat at the top, and then I come back down to cow. So there becomes a lateral shifting, a lateral sway-like movement, which again, that's my spine can move left to right as well as front to back. And this also creates what's called a shearing effect on the rib cage. And inside the ribs are your lungs. That's where the prana is, all that breath. So again, remember to move with your breath here, finding your rhythm, shifting up over the ball, shifting down and underneath, pushing up over the ball, pulling down and through, reverse to the other direction, press up and pull down. Whoops. Hopefully it's not. I feel like my thing keeps rubbing. It's like my brother should say, maybe I should just take my jewelry off. Good. Last one. Again, we're going to focus on bending. So I'm going to look over my left shoulder, bend or pull my tailbone to the left, look over my right shoulder, bend or pull my tailbone to the right. So I'm looking as this, like I'm wagging my tail like a dog or a happy cat or whatever animal you love. There's nothing wrong with trying to do this from a more flexed position of the spine, so going into cat. Or you can go through extension, but I think most of you are going to get a little bit more benefit from rounding out and tucking the tailbone just a little bit. Use your eyeballs to really focus on trying to look over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Okay, good. Take another break. We're going to switch this. We're going to sit back to a child's pose. Take a breath in. Come all the way forward and down to the belly. And come into an up dog. So I'll let you, again, move at your pace. Feels good for you. I don't care where you breathe in and where you breathe out. I just care that you're breathing. Breath in, maybe a breath out. Then maybe another breath in. And another breath out. Flexion and extension is still what we're working on with the spine. However, now we've started to include a little bit of flexion and extension at the knees and elbows, so incorporating those distal limbs here. Let's do one more. Let's everybody meet back in the child's pose, okay? And again, if you're kind of new to that, just a quick reminder, you can have your big toes together, your heel bones out and away from each other. Knees are kind of wide. I like to imagine a triangular base underneath me and then do my best to sit back onto those heel bones and allow the forehead to come to the floor. If your forehead cannot reach the floor, you can put a block, you can fold up your blanket a little bit, something to bring the floor up to you. Whatever you'd like to do with your arms, if you want extension, really long, if you want to allow the elbows to bend, bring your elbows more down by the shoulders, that might be more comfortable. If you're very, very mobile, bringing the arms all the way down by the sides of the body with the palms facing up. Allowing yourself once again to just pause in this stillness, in this moment, observing any new sensations or subtleties within the body, within the mind, perhaps doing a quick scan, checking in with yourself, observing yourself and witnessing your breathing, much like a tidal wave or the ocean lapping up on the shore and retreating away. Whenever you're ready, come join me again in a seated position. Sukhasana, which is basically like an Indian style position. Some of you probably can do your lotus, half lotus, full lotus. Rock pose, where you actually sit on the shins, such as I am here. Again, it's the thing about, we don't have 75 full minutes. So if you get a little uncomfortable, that's why we have things like zafus, fold up your blanket, grab your bolster, even a yoga block. Something propped you up underneath can alleviate pressure on the knees if that feels discomforting. So you want to do your best to feel like you can be comfortable for the seated meditation, right? Because again, practice makes progress, you guys. So the more I practice coming to a meditation, whatever that is, the better I'll start to develop that resiliency, not only from a nervous system standpoint, right? Almost like I like to think of that sometimes like a willpower that seems to like get easier or better. My hips will adapt, my body will adapt to being able to stay stationary for a longer period of time. So we've already done our movement, right? So Kundalini involves movement, asana. It also involves breath work and then chanting and the sound current. So we're going to move into kind of one of our breath work, one of our meditations. This is called Sitali breathing. And this is, I thought, was going to be super appropriate for us in Arizona. We're moving into our summer months here. It's already going to be, 100 degrees on average. So if you take something away from today, if you're feeling hot or agitated, maybe frustrated or anger, you're starting to feel your blood boil, this would be a great breath work to come to allow yourself to kind of transmute that and resolve that in a healthy way instead of taking it out on somebody, right? Seated position, finding a comfortable seat. We're going to, again, keep the eyes closed and allow the gaze to come to the third eye, to the root of the nose. We're going to be sticking your tongue out, curling it like a hot dog. You're going to take your breath in through the mouth, through the curled tongue. And then you're going to exhale out through your nose. Inhale through the tongue, curl the tongue like a little U. And exhale out through the nose. Inhale through the mouth, curl the tongue. And exhale out through the nose. I'm going to allow you to continue at your own pace by simply drawing the air in over the moist tongue. What this really does is allow that cooling sensation and that wetness to kind of fill into the throat. And then by exhaling out through the nose, I'm going to fully expand my diaphragm and allow my next breath to be successful at drawing in as much new prana that I can. Think about breathing fully, long, and slow. This doesn't have to be an aggressive inhalation or an aggressive exhalation. This should be slow, steady, equalized breathing. Breathing in through the mouth. Maybe you start to adopt a counting system. That's certainly a great way to keep your focus and attention so that your thoughts don't start to drift out and away. Maybe you say sa, ta, na, ma on your inhale and sa, ta, na, ma on your exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. This nice cooling breath, stimulating that feminine energy, that softness, that relaxedness, allowing all that moisture of the throat, moisture in the airway. You guys are doing a great job. I'll finish these last 30 seconds with you. One more breath fully in. Hold the breath in, so pull the tongue in, hold the breath in, press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Strong exhale out. One more breath all the way in. Pull the tongue in, press it to the roof of the mouth, hold. Strong full exhale out. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your hands grounded. Take some time concentrating on your breath, feeling what you feel, becoming a witness and observer of your body and its sensations. I think, again, oftentimes we live in these fast-paced societies, go, 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 constantly trying to, productivity, is a measure of success. What? That doesn't, how busy we are all the time is somehow like idealized. Hello, the goodness lies in the stillness. That is one of the hardest things for us to do nowadays because of the way the world has become. So don't underestimate how your body actually, once again, your nervous system is now all that input that you just gave it. Again, if you think about like maybe a computer or like you plug things into it or you input code to create your website, all that input now what are you going to do with it? Well, sit there for a moment in order to kind of maybe understand how to, transmute all of it or translate all of it or use it for another time or whatever that is. We're going to move into what's called Satkriya. So now we're going to get into a meditation, if you will, with some chanting. And again, it's the cool thing is, I find the human body fascinating. You have all these meridians, again, all these different kind of points on your upper palate. Anybody out there who's had kids, right? Start thinking about your children and when they were first learning to speak. There's a reason why there's certain sounds that are easier for them to make versus the ones that develop later, right? So we have all these meridian points on the upper palate, and these sounds create these vibrational wavelengths, these vibrational outputs. So again, this is very healthy for that throat chakra to stimulate the thyroid, parathyroid. And in this particular chant, it's also going to really tap into our lower triangle, so the lower base chakras. And again, as I mentioned before, if you know anything about your chakras, your powerhouse is down here. And the navel point, if you've even done, like I said, some other modalities such as Tai Chi or Qigong, they call it the Dantian or, martial arts. You think somebody punches like the wooden board, ha-ya! Or if you watch tennis, I think Serena Williams, ha-ah! Right? Every time she gets like over the net. So I think it's very natural. Number one, you see many humans doing it. But let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I think rock pose is the most comfortable for me personally. So sitting on the shins, having my heel bones, or sitting my sit bones back onto my heels, for me it's the easiest way to keep my spine erect and make sure that the crown of the head is stacked over that sternum, which is stacked over that center of the navel point, the ribs, and over the base pelvis. Props can help, so if you need, you can roll up something, sit that underneath the heels. That might be a little bit easier, or just as I was doing before, having it right underneath the pelvis and kind of straddling it. We're going to be chanting the words Sat Nam, Satnam. Sat means I am, and Nam means truth. So we're basically saying, I am truth. And if you've done mantra or meditation with a mantra before, whether that was out loud or just silent, if you've used a mala to do 108, that's how I like to think of it. You're going to be working on getting yourself into this trance state. But again, let's go back to the sound current and the way we're going to emphasize the word. Sat, sat, sat. So it's a very, I'll get a little closer to the camera. Sat. There should be a contraction of the navel point. Sat, nam, sat, nam. And the nam is a relaxation, and the navel point will kind of relax and let go. Sat. So it's a very sharp, and you're hitting the back of the teeth. Sat, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. Okay? So that's the chanting part of it. And again, just do your best. Do your best. There's no right or wrong. No one's there to tell you yes or no. No one knows if you end up putting your arms down, because we're going to bring our arms over the head. Try to have the palms touching. We're going to cross either the left thumb over the right thumb over the left. So if you want a little bit more feminine, softer, cooling energy, you can take left thumb over the right. Or if you want a little bit more masculine, warm energy, you can take the right over the left thumb. If your palms can't come all the way together, that's okay. Again, please do your best. We're going to work on trying to keep the elbows extended, reaching the arms long, as if keeping the spine very, very erect, reaching towards the heavens. You're going to close your eyes, focus on that third eye, and again, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. So continue if you've already started. You're doing great. We're going to do this for 3 minutes. I will continue keeping you up to pace, probably on this first minute. I'll go silent to let you continue, and then I'll come back in at that last 30 seconds to keep you on pace. So here we go. We're going to continue. Sat, nam, 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 sat, nam. Continue on. You're more than halfway. You're doing a great job. I am truth. I am truth. I am truth. You are who you are. Be proud of that. Be accepting of that. You have a unique light to shine out into the world. Stand bold. Stand brave in that. Keep your spine erect. Keep a slight chin tuck. Keep your fingertips and arms reaching towards the ceiling. Here we go. We're down towards our last 30 seconds. I'll join back in with you. Sat, nam, 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 sat, nam. Take a breath in through your nose. Fill all the way up to the very, very top. Hold your breath in. Hold it. Squeeze your arms together. Try to squeeze every single muscle in your body. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs, squeeze everything, squeeze your abs. Breathe it out. Keep your arms overhead. Take another breath in. Squeeze everything. Squeeze your palms together. Squeeze your arms. Squeeze your head. Squeeze your buttocks. Squeeze your feet. Squeeze your legs. And blow it out. Allow the arms to come down. Keep the eyes closed. Allow yourself to sit still and marinate. Be still. Be still so that you can once again become that observer. What are you noticing? What do you feel? What messages or downloads are you receiving? Okay. Tattva balance, beyond stress and duality. So for this, we're doing really good on time. Good job, Paige. Please, again, once is just a gentle reminder, I mean, a really good class is 75 minutes long, and I find myself talking very fast through some stuff too, so I'm just want to do my best again to kind of stay on schedule and make sure we can save this video and actually let it sit here so that you can come back to it again later. So if you really enjoyed today and you want to do it again to see what happens when you do it for a second or third time, what sort of experiences start to unfold after having some sense of repetition, or again, if you want to share with a friend that might need a little bit of help, again, making that sort of mental shift. Whatever seated position feels good to you, Sukhasana, lotus pose, propped up, not propped up. I'll give you a minute to kind of just find that position. This meditation, again, does involve breath work. However, we won't be doing any chanting. It's actually one of the meditations that was given to me when I first started practicing Kundalini Yoga with one of my really good friends, Andrew. You can find him at Life Force Energy. It was based on my numerology, so they took my birthday and then they were able to kind of draw out some Kriya sets that would probably work best for me based on my energetic output being a Gemini and also a rising Leo. So I think this is also really good. Speaking of Gemini, we had our new moon last night. Yesterday was the new moon in Gemini. And Gemini is very much of an air sign. So again, this Anjane chakra. So if you're feeling very kind of heady, or even if you're feeling like there's been lots of need for communication, extra communication, or frustration with communication, perhaps some of the astrological stuff is having an effect on you. But this, Tattva for balance, is really great for balancing out the left brain and the right brain. So the mudra, or the hand position that we're going to do, which I also think is so cool. You guys, I know a lot about anatomy. Each one of these fingers, there's meridian points as well as fascia or muscle tissue that attach and connect to your rib cage. And again, this is important because what's inside of our ribs? Well, our lungs, which is where the prana is, the diaphragm comes up there as well too. So we're going to bring all 5 fingertips together. So I'm going to keep my fingers spread. You can see that. Almost like the thumb is coming a little bit back towards my heart, towards the sternum. And my 4 fingers are pointing directly out and away. So I want to bow out the elbows, so allow the elbows to point out left to right. And the dristi, or the gaze, your eye focal point is now going to be at the tip of the nose. The noses, what do you have, 2? Tip of the nose. So you're going to feel a little cross-eyed, and if you feel a little headachy or a little something in the forehead or the temple, that's okay, that's normal. Likely at about minute 2 or 3, that's going to start to dissipate, and your gaze is going to become sharper and sharper on the image that you're staring at, which is the tip of the nose. Fingertips together, gaze at the tip of the nose. The breath is as such. You're going to breathe in through your nose. Pursed lips, O-shaped lips, 8 equal strokes out. Breathe in through the nose. 8 equal strokes, forced exhales. Breathe in through the nose. O-shaped lips. And continue working at your best pace. I understand there's quite a few things going on. Hopefully there's no way you can get too distracted, but it's okay. You come back, you reset, and you dig right back into it. So try to remember to keep the eyes just open enough to stare at the tips of the nose. You might find those 5 fingers right at the base of that stare, of your vision, or where your drishti is. Do your best to keep your spine erect, rooting down through your sit bones. Slight Jalandhara Bandha, so just again, slight chin tuck, keeping the chin parallel with the ground. Just try to make your breaths full. A full nasal breath in through the belly, through the sternum, into the collarbones, and then pursed, firm lips on the exhale. 8 times. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. So you can certainly keep count in your head, or you can use again this mantra, I am truth. Sa, ta, na, ma. 2 times. Sa, ta, na, ma. You guys are doing amazing. Please keep going. Stay strong. There's a gaze for your focus. There's a pressure between the fingers. The elbows are shooting wide. You're working on full capacity on an inhale and a full, strong exhale out. So with each exhalation, the navel tightens. There's a contraction in those lower triangle, the lower base chakras, pumping, pumping, pumping to fully exhale all your air out. Stay focused. Stay focused. You can do it. We're almost there. Remember I said before, the only way sometimes for changing is to get out of your comfort zone. We can learn a lot by facing the obstacles that are in our life, or how we choose to work with those obstacles. Let's use the rock as an analogy. There's a rock in the middle of the road. You might choose to go over it. You might choose to go around it. You might choose to dig a shovel at it and try to break it down to move it out of the way. Maybe you dig underneath it. There's no right or wrong. Each person's going to choose how to confront that obstacle in a different way. I think the worst thing you can do is walk away from the obstacle in the other direction. Maybe it's not the worst. Maybe that is just one of the other paths that you can take. I'm going to finish out our last 30 seconds with you. Breathe in. One more breath in. Fully breathe in all the way to the top. Hold the breath in. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Apply pressure through the fingertips. Feel the elbows expanding out wide. Long, strong exhale out. One more breath in. fill in, and if you're familiar with your Mula Bandh, Urya Bandha, or excuse me, just Mula Bandh, the pelvic floor, tightening up the sex organs, pressing the fingertips together, and then when you need to, exhale all the way out. Relax the hands down on top of the thighs. Allow the eyes to come closed, and just take a moment to feel what you feel. Taking a moment to allow yourself to once again become an observer, observing the sensations, observing the energy. Now I'm going to have you come lying on your back, so hopefully again you've got enough space for that. Take your time getting there, there's no hurry. If you're in a maybe chilly atmosphere, maybe the air conditioning's on, you can certainly cover yourself up with a blanket. So basically we're going to be performing Shavasana, if you're familiar with that. If you want to roll up a blanket, put it underneath your knees. If you have an eye pillow or a handkerchief or something you want to put over your eyes, that's totally fine too. Just allow yourself to feel the ground fully supporting you. Notice your breath returning back to its normal pattern. Perhaps bringing your attention and focus to your heart. Can you feel it beating? This is where all the good stuff happens. Allowing yourself to be still allows you to fully integrate what you've done. Start to squeeze all the muscles in your body. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your knees, squeeze your feet, squeeze your butt, squeeze your hips, squeeze your arms, make a fist, squeeze it all. Exhale, let it go. Start to wiggle, maybe rubbing the hands and feet together. Maybe you do a big overhead stretch, big long cat stretch. Please take your time coming back up to a seated position, rolling over to one side, using your arms to press you back up. Namaste. Normally you end a Kundalini Yoga class with it's a song, a little ditty called The Long Time Sunshine. But it's not fun when everybody in the room isn't with you, number one, and I can't hear you singing along with me, nor do I assume that you know the words. So rather than doing that, I'd like to share with you my favorite, prayer, the Serenity Prayer. So if you know it, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this live feed on Kanakula's account. Remember, my name is Ultimate Lady Badass, ultimate_lady_badass. So you can go and find me on Instagram. The name is Paige, Coach Paige. If you go into my link tree, I've got a ton of links on all these different programs and things that I do. As I mentioned before, I've been practicing yoga for at least 12 years. I've been a teacher for 4 years, and what my main job though is I'm a strength coach. I'm a certified personal trainer. I help not only athletes, but also just your everyday person move better and feel better. And I think a huge component to that is working again on the nervous system. So I do incorporate a lot of this yoga-esque, a lot of this breathing, this pranayama with my clients, as well as working on their physical bodies too. So you can definitely find out more information at Ultimate Lady Badass. The name of my business is called Premier Fitness Systems. And if you guys like this stuff, please make sure you let Kanakula know. If you know Jen Miles, send her a message, and I'd love to hopefully teach for you guys again. So have a wonderful Saturday. Happy new moon. You're welcome, Liz. Mwah. Namaste.